The Meghalaya Cabinet on June the 4th, 2025, approved several important proposals related to infrastructure development, heritage preservation, agriculture, and governance reforms. For the Shillong Airport expansion project, approval was given for the direct purchase of 11.75 acres of land for the airport's runway expansion with a compensation package of Rs 72.17 crore. The Meghalaya Heritage Act 2012 will be amended to include living root bridges as part of the state's recognized heritage, supporting the bid for UNESCO World Heritage status. The Meghalaya State Energy Conservation Fund Rules 2025 were approved to promote energy efficiency in public infrastructure, lighting, and agriculture. The Cabinet today also approved the Seed Certification Agency, which is to ensure the availability of quality seeds to farmers and enhance agricultural productivity. It also approved the amendment of the building bylaws, where plot coverage limits in Secretariat Hills and European Ward have been increased from 50 to 60% for public, semi-public, and mixed-use buildings to optimize land use.
And we had 15 items that were discussed and decided by the cabinet today. I may not be able to go in sequence, and the sequence that I will follow does not have any importance in terms of the issue itself. So it's just going to be random. The first decision that we took was the Meghalaya State Energy Conservation Fund Rules 2025. This is basically a fund which is mandatory for every state to have, and today we have passed that in the cabinet today, and the Meghalaya State Energy Conservation Fund Rule 2025 has been cleared, and under this, basically different aspects of energy conservation and efficiency will be taken up, whether it is energy efficiency in public buildings, street lightings, energy efficient projects, energy efficient agricultural pumps, so on and so forth. Different aspects of conservation as well as efficiency will be taken up, activities will be taken up through this particular fund. Second decision was regarding the Ganol Stage 1 Small Hydro project, Tura. As you're aware that this project has been completed, but we have been given by the MECL an additional amount of about 30 crores that is required to be sanctioned to clear all the pending dues of different stakeholders, and the different reasons as to why this was required was presented to the cabinet today, and based on those aspects, as I said, if the decision is kept pending, then there could be more, in fact, future escalations. So to avoid any kind of further change or any kind of further escalation, today the government approved a sanction of an additional 30 crores to finally clear all the dues of the different contractors that is pending, and as I said, finally the overall project will be closed at 590.88 crores. The third decision that we took was the proposal for direct purchase of land required for the expansion of the Shillong Airport. As you are aware that the expansion work for the Shillong airport runway is being taken up, and we need an additional amount or additional area of 11.75 acres from the runway point of view, and this is towards the western side of the runway, and the 11.75 acres which is available there, which is required there, out of that about 4.3 is defense land, and the rest of the 6 plus acres, which is required, needs to be purchased from the local people. Therefore, a committee was set up, headed by the Deputy Commissioner, which held negotiations with the local people to finalize the rates and the different compensations that have to be paid. And after detailed discussion and negotiation, a total amount of 72.17 crores has been arrived at for the compensation to be paid for the land, trees, crop, and building to be acquired in that area for the expansion of the runway. And this was approved today by the cabinet. The cabinet has also today approved some amendments to the Meghalaya building bylaws of 2021. These building bylaws are, as of now, as per this cabinet memo, being made applicable in the Secretariat Hill and the European Ward area. There are two categories. One is public and semi-public buildings, where we have decided that the maximum permissible plot coverage, which is normally at 50%, will be increased to 60%. So therefore, the maximum permissible plot coverage area for public and semi-public buildings in the Secretariat Hill and the European Ward area will be increased from 50% to 60%. And similarly for mixed-use buildings also, it will be increased from 50% to 60%. This is being done obviously with the view that the land are very scarce in these areas, and hence the utility of the land needs to be increased, and therefore we need to allow this permission, especially, as I said, when it comes to a lot of public spaces. Today amended the Meghalaya Heritage Act 2012. The main purpose of the Meghalaya Heritage Act 2012 amendment is to incorporate what we call living heritage. This is being done in line with our submission to the UNESCO for the living root bridges to be declared as World Heritage Site. And for us to be able to strengthen our case further, we are amending our own Meghalaya Heritage Act to incorporate provisions that would make living heritage, like the living root bridge, also part of what we also consider as heritage. So that's the most important part. Second aspect which we have decided in the cabinet today is that in the earlier Heritage Act that had come out, there were clauses that required the government to purchase the land or purchase the particular property for it then to be further declared as a heritage location, or to further act on different aspects of this act. Now we have inserted a clause which says that government may, however, exempt acquisition of land or possession of the living heritage sites, provided the same is vested with the community or society, which means that it is not going to be mandatory for government to acquire or to have ownership of that, as long as it is owned by the community and the society.
The final completion cost of the 22.5 megawatt Ganol Stage 1 hydro project was fixed at rupees 590.88 crore, with an additional rupees 30 crore approved to settle pending contractor dues. The cabinet also cleared the revised $80 million ADB funded Integrated Eco-Tourism and Sustainable Agri-Based Livelihood Development Project. Amendments were approved for the Meghalaya Water Resources Engineering Service Rules and the Meghalaya RTI Rules 2025. The salaries of the chairperson, vice chairperson and members of the State Commission for Women were also increased. The appointment of Tabelan Lingwa, retired IAS, as the chairman of the State Social Audit Council was also approved during the cabinet meeting today.
We have also decided to establish the State Seed Certification Agency in Meghalaya. As you're aware that the availability of seeds, the quality of the seeds, the quantity of the seeds, and the time of availability of the seeds is very critical for farmers. Earlier, the certification of these agencies used to be done from Assam because we did not have a certifying agency. So therefore, today we have decided to come up with a certifying agency which will then certify different farmers, entrepreneurs, producers who can then produce seeds, saplings, and then further supply it to the state government or to the farmers. This is a very important step as it will ensure that the farmers are able to then get adequate supply of different seeds. The quality of the different seeds would be good, and the price at which they would get it would also be good. We have also today cleared the proposal for the integrated ecotourism sustainable agri-based livelihood development project in Meghalaya through the Asian Development Bank. This is an externally aided project. This project was initially a $145 million project, but we have now scaled it down based on Government of India's proposal to put a ceiling on different externally aided projects which can be availed by the states. We had to bring it down from 145 to about $80 million. And this was being done obviously because Government of India is the authority that repays back 80% of the loan on behalf of the states in the northeast and the hill states. And therefore, Government of India felt that the states were taking the money, but they would have to repay it back. And hence, they decided to put a ceiling. Meghalaya has taken 12,000 crores. So out of that, almost close to 9,000 crores will be repaid back by Government of India. And so keeping that in mind, we had to scale it down. So this project, which has been scaled down, is also a project which we have now further expanded into different areas. So it will not just be in a particular location, but it will be spread out throughout the state. Earlier, it was meant to be only in Sora area, but ADB came and said that Sora may not have the capacity to absorb all of this. So therefore, you need to expand the area. As well as they suggested that apart from tourism alone, other aspects of ecotourism and also for agriculture could also be included in this particular EAP. So based on that, we have changed the scope of this project, and now today we are going to cover the entire state, number one. Number two is going to be focused on tourism as well as on agri-based livelihood development projects. So this project also today was approved by the cabinet. As you are aware that the Meghalaya Society and Social Audit and Transparency, the Act, the Public Service Social Act of 2017 is applicable in Meghalaya. And based on that, there is a chairperson of this of the State Social Audit Council. So today we have approved the name of Shri Tibuland Lingwa, retired IAS, as the chairperson of the State Social Audit Council. The member was selected through a selection process where the chairperson of the selection committee is the chief secretary. And after the selection process was done, this particular proposal was brought to the cabinet for approval, and the cabinet today has approved that project. By Meghalaya for the right to information was based on the rules that were passed by Government of India in 2005. Government of India then had come out with rules in 2012, amended rules, and Meghalaya had not adopted those. Adopted means had not taken the points from those rules that were passed by Government of India and come up with our own new rules based on the 2012 rules of Government of India. And hence today we have decided to incorporate the different aspects of the changes that were made by Government of India in line with Government of India's rules, which they changed from 2005 rules to 2007 rules, 2012 rules. And we have also today incorporated the changes accordingly and amended our own rules to come out with the new Meghalaya Right to Information Rules 2025. We have also amended the Meghalaya State Commission for Women Rules 2005 has been amended. This is in regards to the different salaries that were paid to the chairperson and the vice chairperson and others. So in the Rule 3A, the honorarium and allowance that is paid to the chairperson of the Meghalaya State Commission for Women was rupees 10,000 rupees per month, and to the vice chairman rupees 7,500 rupees per month. Based on the different aspects, we felt that that was not enough because of the kind of work that was put in and efforts put in by the chairperson and other members of the Women's Commission. So we have seen the different honorariums paid by different state governments in the rest of the northeast states, and based on that, we have come out with the numbers to match the honorarium paid by other states in the northeast, and hence we have amended it from 10,000 rupees for the chairperson. We decided to increase it to 50,000 rupees per month, and for vice chairman from 7,500 rupees to 35,000 rupees per month, and for members from 5,000 rupees to 20,000 rupees per month. In the Kinshi project, when it had initially been signed, it was signed for a 450 megawatt plant. After the different studies were done by different agencies, the Water Commission, so on and so forth, they realized that this project cannot go beyond a 270 megawatt plant. And hence, the company which was initially working on this, which is the Athena Projects Private Limited, since the project went down from a 450 to a 270 megawatt project, the cost factors came up and they were hesitant to go ahead with this project. And this project never moved forward, though Athena Project Private Limited had already done a large amount of homework, including talking to the local people, doing different environmental clearances, doing the different regulatory exercises that were necessary. A lot of work had gone into this, but because of the size of the project going down, they were hesitant to proceed, and this project was actually in a limbo. We called them a few years back and we asked them, are you interested to go ahead? And if not, then we'll cancel the project. After deep discussion with them, they had come to the conclusion that if this MOU can be amended to include what they call the pump storage projects, the PSP, and some aspects of solar project and run of the river project, then this project can become viable, and they asked us accordingly to amend the MOA. When we checked with the legal department, it was not possible to amend the MOA because the terms and conditions had been signed based on whatever the technology was available then. And hence suggestions came that we should cancel this project or cancel the MOA and go for a new MOA with the new technology of PSP and others. When we cancelled it, after the cancellation of that, with intention to go ahead with the new project, new MOA, with the PSP and the solar and the run of the river project in it, the Athena Group had expressed that since the government of India at that time had not come out with the detailed of the PSP guidelines, they were not very clear whether they wanted to go ahead or not, and hence the project got stuck there. After the government of India came out with the new rules and new policy for the pump storage PSP projects, the group felt that it was not viable for them to go ahead, and neither the state feel it's viable to go ahead with the pump storage project. And hence we were back to square one. And today we are now at a juncture where we had to take a decision that let us go ahead with the old project. The issue in front of us was how do we move forward? And the cabinet felt very strongly that since Athena has been working on this project for long, and because of the change of the scope of work and the viability not matching the original plans, they had not moved ahead. The cabinet felt that we should go ahead with Athena and sign an MOA again with them with the original project and start the work, as Athena has already done all the groundwork for this project. So we have decided today, in short, that we will go ahead with the Kinshi Basin Stage 1 and sign an MOA with Athena Power Projects Limited.